Well, the wait is over. Caitlin Clark will return to action tomorrow when the Indiana Fever take on the New York Liberty.
Look, it was only going to be so long before we're all like, Caitlin Clark's got to be back.
You know, she better get back soon because out of sight, out of mind.
After missing several games and spending more time on the bench than ever in her young career, the Indiana Fever superstar has been cleared to play, and the timing couldn't be bigger. She's stepping back onto the court this Saturday against the defending champions, the New York Liberty. But this return isn't just about basketball. It's about proving herself again in a league that's become more divided, more controversial, and more focused on her than anyone else. And now, all eyes are back on her. Caitlin Clark isn't just returning to play basketball, she's stepping straight into the heart of the storm. The New York Liberty. The same team, the same tension. Only this time, the stakes are higher, the spotlight is hotter, and the judgment is louder. Let's be honest, the controversy didn't begin when Clark struggled. It ignited the moment she shined. She wasn't just playing well, she was dominating headlines, drawing record-breaking crowds, outselling seasoned veterans in jerseys, and landing primetime TV slots. In a league built by black women, many of whom have spent years fighting for recognition, the rapid rise of a white rookie from Iowa was a shock to the system, and for some, an insult. That's when the real questions started. Why does she get so much attention? Would the media treat her the same if she weren't white? Would she be hailed as the league's savior if she didn't fit the all-American image brands love to market?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's definitely been a process. I think the hardest part is when you begin to feel really good, and then it's just a process of working yourself back into actually getting up and down, and getting out there with my teammates. And obviously that can be a little difficult at the same time when they're prepping for other games that I know I'm not going to be available in. But I think the medical staff, I have to give them a lot of credit. I think they did a really good job, and just have tried to control my mindset the whole time that I've been out and learn from the bench. I think it can teach you a lot of different things, and yeah, it was certainly a learning opportunity, and I think it's going to benefit me a lot throughout my career, just falling back and understanding certain moments like this. But I'm super, super excited on Mancy to get out there and probably shake off a little bit of rust and play.
Suddenly, Caitlin Clark's story was no longer just about basketball. It became a lens into something deeper, how America often elevates white athletes in black-dominated spaces. How fame and race collide in ways that celebrate one and sideline another. Clark didn't ask for this role. She didn't seek controversy. But whether she likes it or not, she has become a symbol of power, privilege, and a conversation the WNBA can no longer avoid. We've all seen the clips: hard fouls, cheap shots, players shoving Caitlin Clark, ignoring her, hitting her on backdoor cuts, and the refs swallowing their whistles. You'd think the WNBA's biggest draw would be protected, but instead, she's been punished. Some claim it's just rookie treatment, that this is a rite of passage every first-year player must endure. But let's be real, not every rookie walks in with millions of fans, brand endorsements, and national TV slots orbiting them like planets around a sun. Others suggest this isn't about toughness, it's about control. That this is the league's way of humbling her, or worse, letting veteran players do the dirty work for them. So what is it, really? Gatekeeping? Cultural hazing? Envy dressed up as justice? Through it all, Clark has stayed composed. No dramatic outbursts, no cheap shots in return, just silence and buckets. She lets her game speak, and that, more than anything, might be what's fueling the fire around her. But every hit, every cold shoulder, every missed call adds fuel to the fire. And it forces us to ask the uncomfortable question: is the WNBA protecting its biggest star or quietly resenting her? We have to talk about the elephant in the room. Yes, Caitlin Clark is white. And yes, that matters because in America, race is seen before talent. In a league that is overwhelmingly black, built by black women who have spent decades fighting for visibility, respect, and fair coverage, Clark's meteoric rise has reopened old wounds. Why now? Why her? Why is she the reason brands suddenly care about the WNBA? Why is her jersey flying off the shelves when veterans have been putting in the work for years with little recognition? Clark's presence didn't create the tension, it exposed it. And every camera flash, every endorsement deal, every headline with her name on it only deepens the divide between celebration and resentment. This isn't just a sports story anymore. It's about race. It's about visibility. It's about who gets the spotlight and who's been waiting in the dark for far too long. This isn't just a business decision for the WNBA anymore, it's a cultural reckoning. Caitlin Clark has become the lightning rod at the center of a league caught between evolution and preservation. On one hand, her influence is undeniable. She's attracting unprecedented investment, selling out arenas that once struggled to fill half their seats, and forcing national broadcasters to give women's basketball prime real estate. She's doing what the league has begged for, bringing attention, money, and mainstream legitimacy. But on the other hand, the league appears unsure of how to handle the storm that's come with her. Clark has been left largely on her own to face criticism rooted not in her play, but in what her popularity represents: privilege, whiteness, and the long-standing disparities in recognition between black and white athletes. The WNBA has long been led by black women who built its foundation, fought for equal pay, and pushed for social justice when no one was listening. And now here comes Caitlin, a young white rookie, and in a matter of months, she's getting the attention many veterans spent a decade trying to earn. That's where the resentment brews. And it's not irrational, it's historical. For many, Caitlin's rise feels like a familiar American pattern. Black excellence lays the groundwork, but a white figurehead reaps the mainstream rewards. That's not Clark's fault. She didn't ask for that, but she benefits from it, and the league does too. That's why this tension is so difficult to resolve. Because no one wants to admit that success can feel unfair, even when it's earned. And here's the emotional toll. Caitlin Clark, barely into her rookie season, is already burdened with the weight of a fractured league identity. She's being asked to perform, to represent, to unite, and to endure all at once. She's expected to elevate the league without outshining it, to inspire change without disrupting the status quo, to smile through the blows and controversies like it's all just part of the game. But it's not just the game anymore. It's culture. It's politics. It's America. This isn't just a business decision for the WNBA anymore, it's a cultural reckoning. Caitlin Clark has become the lightning rod at the center of a league caught between evolution and preservation. On one hand, her influence is undeniable. She's attracting unprecedented investment, selling out arenas that once struggled to fill half their seats, and forcing national broadcasters to give women's basketball prime real estate. She's doing what the league has begged for, bringing attention, money, and mainstream legitimacy. But on the other hand, the league appears unsure of how to handle the storm that's come with her. Clark has been left largely on her own to face criticism rooted not in her play, but in what her popularity represents: privilege, whiteness, and the long-standing disparities in recognition between black and white athletes. The WNBA has long been led by black women who built its foundation, fought for equal pay, and pushed for social justice when no one was listening. And now here comes Caitlin, a young white rookie, and in a matter of months, she's getting the attention many veterans spent a decade trying to earn. After weeks of silence, speculation, and sideline stares, Caitlin Clark is finally back. And the scriptwriters of basketball drama couldn't have picked a better antagonist than the New York Liberty. It was against this same powerhouse that Clark flashed her brilliance on May 24th, dropping 18 points, 10 assists, and 5 boards in a 2-point heartbreaker. Saturday's sequel isn't just a rematch, it's a reckoning. Staged in a sold-out Gainbridge Fieldhouse pulsing with 17,000 fans draped in navy, red, and a sea of number 22 jerseys. Pre-game, the streets around downtown Indianapolis will feel like a college town Friday night. Clark's likeness on every pop-up billboard, scalpers hawking tickets at triple face value, and lines of fans snaking around the arena 2 hours before tip. So yes, check the box score, but don't stop there. Log the shoulder bumps, the stare downs, the subtle help-side digs meant to rough her rhythm. Note how Aaliyah Boston sets those early screens, wide and firm, or whether Kelsey Mitchell waves Clark off to create her own shot. Every tiny interaction is a micro-story in a larger narrative war. Old guard versus new sensation, hard-earned respect versus meteoric fame. Legacy trying to coexist with disruption. Whether you cheer her or challenge her, you can't look away. Caitlin Clark has already rewritten the league's economic script and forced overdue conversations about race, recognition, and gatekeeping. Now she steps into Act 2, under brighter lights, with higher stakes, and with the entire basketball world dissecting every dribble. She's changed the game, she's changed the conversation, and now, live on ABC at 2 p.m. Central, she'll try to change the scoreboard. Saturday isn't just a game. It's a live stress test of everything the WNBA claims to be and everything it hopes to become. The next chapter begins now. Because this isn't just Caitlin Clark's return, it's a pressure cooker moment in a season already defined by controversy. She's been mocked, targeted, and doubted. Yet here she is, still standing, still smiling, still ready to run the show. Every dribble, every shot, every glance will be magnified, and she knows it. But this is what stars are made for. She's not just part of the story. She is the story. The lightning rod, the change agent, the headline that won't go away. She's changed the economics. She's changed the audience. She's forced uncomfortable conversations into the light. And now, with the lights burning brighter than ever, she returns. This Saturday, it's not just a game. It's the next chapter in a revolution.